Well, a fine good morning all. This is Patricia and I am traveling for history. So on today's show, I'm going to be talking about a program offered through eBay. Now, I'm sure you understand that filming YouTube videos is not the only thing I do. One of the other things is I sell on eBay. In fact, if you were to tune in on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, you would be treated to a live video where I show you what I'm selling, I tell you about them, and even offer a sneak peek of upcoming items. I also donate 10% of my sales, not the proceeds, the sales. Before anything else is deducted, sales price goes to the nonprofit of my choice. There are oodles of them from which to choose, and I choose to donate to historical society museums and historical societies. So, on today's show, I'm specifically going to talk about nonprofits, and in a future one, I'm going to talk about sellers and buyers. I do consider these three entities equals, and in a triangle. So think maybe of an Egyptian pyramid to get an idea of this kind of triangle, where nonprofits are at the top, and at the base are the sellers and buyers. So on today's show, I'm going to be talking about what a nonprofit must have in place before applying, because if you apply without these things in place, you will be rejected and won't be able to continue applying. I'm going to share with you the places where you need to apply and the order that I would suggest you go with. How much it costs, how to market this, because it's all well and good to sign up to these places, but it's another thing so people know that you're there. And then ultimately, is it worth all this work? Alrighty, so let's start with those nonprofit pieces that you must have in order. I cannot stress this enough. You must have these pieces in order before you apply. So first of all, your nonprofit must be registered as a 501c3 nonprofit. It has to have that status. It has to be recognized as a tax-exempt charitable organization by the IRS. It must have an EIN. That's an organization's employer identification number that's required for registration. Must have a bank account that is in the organization's name and is needed for receiving funds. Must have PayPal verification. The organization's PayPal account needs to be verified to confirm its legitimacy as a charity. The verification piece is just so that people know, oh yeah, this is actually a charity I want to donate to. They must have an eBay seller account. A standard eBay seller account is needed to list items for sale. A charity seller account, this is if it's applicable to your nonprofit. So if your nonprofit is selling its own items, let's say you have books for sale, postcards in your store for sale that are specific to you, then you'll be listing those items on eBay. So you need to set up a charity seller account, and that involves additional steps. I think we know at this point that it's sort of no duh. You're going to be applying the same sort of information across these different places. You need principal officer information, so details about the organization's key leaders as listed on their IRS Form 990 are required. A letter of authorization, a document signed by a principal officer authorizing the use of eBay for charity, if applicable, and Mission Fish enrollment. Charities need to be certified by their partner Mission Fish before participating in eBay giving works. I know, that's a lot. But you probably have those things anyway, most of those things. You may not have PayPal verification or Mission Fish, but you will. But it's very important that you have those things in place. Don't waste your time. don't waste the entity's times either, because it's not going to work well for you. There are a variety of ways. And by the way, I'm going to use the term nonprofit, but you'll hear me say charities a lot because that's the term they use. But on eBay, when looking for a nonprofit to donate to, it's listed as nonprofits. So I'm using the term nonprofit. There are a lot of benefits to this besides the obvious of potentially earning money or receiving money. You reach a new audience. You can strengthen your ties with your donor base. You can take your fundraising to a whole new level and a whole new direction. Imagine that, a whole new direction, a whole new avenue for money. I don't know who doesn't love that. Your sellers can support you. Your supporters can sell for you. You can do direct selling. You can have people donate to your cause. There's a lot of benefits here that I don't want you to lose out on because you may not have heard of this program. So there are those things. Now, I would recommend starting with Mission Fish. It's funny, or interesting rather, about 20 years ago, I was invited here to be on an interview on a panel, and my role was to talk about eBay GivingWorks to a room of nonprofit leaders. And most of them had never heard of this program. And, well, it's fabulous. But I would start with Mission Fish. Mission Fish is, when you Google Mission Fish, the first thing that comes up is, it is a nonprofit organization, which would be a charity as well, but it's not the right one. It's the first one that comes up is for veterans, teaching veterans how to fish, literally how to fish. So if you look up Mission Fish eBay, you'll have a better chance of finding it with the understanding that eBay bought that Mission Fish, but you still have to apply separately to Mission Fish. It sounds confusing. It isn't really. Once you apply to Mission Fish, there's a wait time. Now, on these different things, it says 2 to 3 days, like for PayPal, but understand it's likely longer than that, and they may ask for more information as well. So be prepared. So you will need to give each of these places the information I said you had to have in place to start with. So once you apply to Mission Fish, then I would suggest applying to the PayPal Giving Fund. And I would also highly recommend you wait until Mission Fish approves you, just to save time. In case they have any issues, you would already know how to address those issues when you go to PayPal Giving Fund to do that next. So for that, for PayPal Giving Fund, PPGF. The first time I saw PPGF before I saw PayPal Giving Fund. I wondered, what the heck does that stand for? But now you know. There are thousands of charities already using the PayPal Giving Fund, so this is not a new thing. And as a seller, you will see so many options, and thankfully they're categorized by type. It does say that all eligible charity PayPal accounts will be automatically enrolled in the PayPal Giving Fund, but you still have to apply for it. If you're in California, there's an extra step for applying. You have to confirm the charity account. This is how they pay the funds. So, for instance, when I make a sale and 10% goes to the Historical Society of my choice, I don't see. All I see is a deduction on my side. It's automatic it's totally automatic. I don't have to click on anything. That money is just gone from the account, which is great. I don't have to think about it. You have to confirm your PayPal business account belongs to your charity. They use a process to ensure it. You'll need to go to your PayPal account to start the verification process. And then they say, that's it, you're automatically enrolled in PayPal Giving Fund. That within 2 business days of confirming your charity's PayPal account, you'll receive an email update verifying your enrollment. And then they have also a donation delivery policy that's automatically, again, from a seller to you and ultimately into your bank account that you provided to them. So you have a PayPal account and you have to sign up for a PayPal business account, have it confirmed as belonging to your charity, and then you should be good to go on that front. It's multiple steps, and ultimately we'll talk about if it's worth it or not. So this PayPal Giving Fund, a little more information on that. So it works a lot like Mission Fish, that it facilitates donations to these charities through various platforms. I'm only talking about, it's really eBay's GivingWorks today, but there's PayPal, eBay, and even GoFundMe. I'm not going to talk about GoFundMe at all today, but it's nice to get money. It's just nice to get money, especially if you're a nonprofit. It's kind of hard to fundraise all the time. I know, because I've done fundraising for nonprofits. Something I enjoy doing, stunningly enough. I really enjoy it, but I just, I know how hard that is to do. So for a more detailed breakdown here, there's a donation collection. So when the donor makes a donation through PayPal Giving Funds, they're initially received by PPGF. The charity enrollment allows for streamlined donation process and ensures a faster fund disbursement, because I think of this in terms of when I want to buy something, when I wanted the item, and when I finally order it, I wanted it the day before I actually ordered it. I know you do too. I know you feel the same way. There's the fund distribution. So PayPal Giving Fund grants the funds to the recommended charities. Enrolled charities generally receive their funds within 15 to 45 days. So half a month to a month and a half. Non-enrolled charities. If a charity is not enrolled, PayPal Giving Fund will attempt to enroll them. If the charity remains unenrolled, it may receive funds via check, which can take up to 90 days. So here's my experience as a seller with a nonprofit. The nonprofit I wanted was listed. This was a very long time ago, 20 years ago. Nonprofit I wanted was listed on eBay and as a place I could donate to. Fantastic. I had items listed, items sold, and money was donated to this organization. And then I started receiving emails from eBay saying, your organization is not accepting the donations, which was mind-blowing for all the wrong reasons. So I contacted the organization, said, this is what I'm doing, this is what eBay says, could you check on this, please? And they did. And they came back and told me, well, they would have to hire someone to deal with that, and they couldn't really afford to hire someone. So they asked me, and I quote, please don't donate to us, well, in that way. And 20 years later, I still don't donate to this place. So, So make sure that your organization can accept the donations, which is why it's really important to give them all that information at the start when you registered. Oh, and by the way, to finish that story, eBay didn't give me the money back. Once I said I wanted to donate it, they told me to select a different charity, which I did. I selected a different place entirely. But it wasn't really the one I wanted. I wanted something much smaller, like an Historical Society museum, but I didn't think of that at the time. So transparency and receipts. PayPal Giving Fund provides donation receipts to donors and shares donor information if the donor agrees with the charity. So that would be, when I talk about sellers next time, I'll talk about this, if I would give my information to the charity or not. And then there's potential reassignment. In rare cases, if a charity is unable to receive funds, PayPal Giving Fund may reassign the funds to a similar charity. That is newer to what the story I just told you about was. I'll verify if that's still the case in the future show, but yeah, having it reassigned in the same vein, the same sort of field, I'm all for that. But I actually like selecting the place myself. And now eBay GivingWorks itself, because it's the overarching eBay GivingWorks, and then you have the Mission Fish and the PayPal Giving Fund portions, and then you sign up for eBay GivingWorks too. So a nonprofit selling on eBay through their GivingWorks program needs to register with Mission Fish. This is eBay's partner charity, and if you want to receive donations from your sales, just sign up with them. Mission Fish ensures that donations are collected and directed to the designated nonprofit. For sellers, registration also streamlines the listing process and provides reporting features for the nonprofit. And reporting features are important for tax purposes, probably also for board meetings when you're sharing this information with fellow board members, and if you have attendees to that, sharing this information with them too. For the charity recognition, it allows the nonprofit to be identified as a charity on eBay, potentially attracting more buyers. And a direct seller option for charities selling directly on eBay, and I did mention some things you could sell. You could sell a whole bunch of things, but I was saying specifically if you have a store. There's a separate charity direct seller onboarding process and managed payments. So lots of ways to sell on eBay. I suspect one of the easiest, though, is to have sellers donate to your organization. But I may offer a part 2 on nonprofits to see what you can do with this for yourselves. I would think a nonprofit with a store like any place that accepts donations from people, like maybe Goodwill, for instance. I could see Goodwill listing on there and places of that ilk. That would make a lot of sense. And then they would likely get a better price than in the store itself. Hard to say. And it's certainly a wider audience than what you're going to have in your store. Alrighty. Now, how much does it cost? You're going to love this price. $0. It costs $0 money to do any of these things. It will take your time, no doubt. So, but actually applying and all that, that doesn't cost anything. Enrolling in the program doesn't cost anything, nothing at all. So I love free. I know you do too. How to market this? I'm guessing you have a website. If you have a website, you may want to have a banner at the top saying that we are, you can donate to us via eBay GivingWorks, or something shorter to grab their attention faster. I'm sure you have someone who knows how to do those things. But certainly have it prominently displayed on every one of your pages at the top so people can see it. If you're selling things on your own website that you have, you could certainly post it there too. You can send out newsletters. You're going to send out a newsletter anyway to your members. So prominently display it there. We are here. You can donate to us. We are here. We're selling here. You can buy our things and donate to us. If you're selling on, if you personally are selling on eBay, you can add us as a charity, and you can donate to us. It's word of mouth. As people from your organization are speaking to other organizations, let's say you've been invited to go to a Rotary meeting, and you could certainly talk about this. Oh, by the way, we are now registered with eBay GivingWorks. If you sell on eBay, you can you can donate to our charity right through there. If you're buying on eBay, you can donate through there. If you're selling for yourselves, you can tell them we have all these really nice things for sale, and you can buy from us directly, and we receive practically 100% of the money. You can send out emails. I don't know if I would recommend smoke signals, but you could do that if you wished as well. But you can get the word out. You have avenues for that. You have people who are interested in your organization, and they want to help you. I find that for me, as a seller, it's very easy for the money to come right off the top. I don't see it. It's just given automatically. Don't have to think about it. When I talk about sellers and buyers next time, I'm going to talk more certainly about that piece. But there are so many ways to market this, and I'm sure your marketing person who likely wears many, many hats depending upon the size of your organization, there are ways to get the word out. If you do a show like this, you could talk about it there too. So there are ways, maybe emails as well. I mean, there's your marketing team knows how to do this, and if they don't, they will look it up just like I have. And the end here, is it worth it? Is it worth all this paperwork that you're going to do, all these things online? And I know this can be daunting to some organizations, not just the time piece, but I know for some folks and organizations, they don't really want to use the internet. I understand. For a lot of historical society museums, in particular, in historical societies, they tend to be made up of older people, people with this color hair, who may not want to do all that work online. But that's one of the reasons why you want to start interesting the younger generations in your in the history of your area. But even so, it's not as daunting as it sounds. You have all the information. You'll have it in front of you as you click on things and boxes to fill and boxes to check and all that stuff. It's not scary. You can do this. My thought on whether or not it's worth it is, yes, I am a firm believer that free money is a beautiful thing. I can't think of any nonprofit. I can't think of anyone who doesn't want free money. I mean, I would love free money, but I am not a nonprofit. I'm not a charity case either. So I think it's worth a shot. If nothing else, why not? And when you are having these banner things on your websites, when you're letting everyone know that you're out there, make sure to put what your name of the organization is. I know they see it in the header. I know they see it in the emails. I don't care what we know they see. Make it front and center, big, bold letters. Put a color on them if you wish. Make sure that people can see these things so they know which place to select in the drop-down menu. So although it sounds daunting, it doesn't have to be, because free money, I can't think of anything better than free money, to be honest. Money that you could have. Money that you can market to the people who appreciate your organization, who know you, who want to help you, and it's tedious but not difficult. And it gives you a chance to explore more of the internet if you're not used to doing that. And you can always enlist the help of someone who is more technologically savvy than perhaps you are. Anyway, this was the eBay GivingWorks nonprofit edition, the future show. In fact, here we go. So you can register with PayPal Confirmed Charities there, and so you receive an email after 3 business days with a link to register with PayPal Giving Fund, and then there's PayPal customer support about PayPal Confirmed Charities enrollment. So things to click on. These are not live links. You'll have to go to, you can type in what those things say in the at the top, and they'll take you right there. So I recommend doing this. If you can, you know, for instance, my most expensive thing currently listed on eBay is $79. And I have 5 of them. So if someone bought one, right, you would receive $7.90. If someone bought all 5, that's even better. So what would that be? Just about $400. And do you want to leave that kind of money on your table? No, of course not. You want to make sure it's going into your coffers so you can offer more programs for the people who support your organization. All right, my soapbox is getting wobbly. So, on that note, this was a show about offering nonprofits an idea of how to bring money into your organization. So, I hope you've learned something today and you want to go forth and do this. But in the meantime, this is Patricia, and I'm traveling for history. I really appreciate your being here today. And until I see you again, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye now.